Part 2. Germination, Epigeal and Hypogeal germination. Introduction. A seed does not grow immediately after it is formed. It stays in a resting stage called dormancy. When the seed gets water, oxygen, and a suitable temperature, it starts growing and forms a young plant. This important process is known as germination. What is germination? Germination is the process by which a dormant seed resumes growth and develops into a seedling under favorable conditions. Germination begins with imbibition, which means absorption of water by the seed. This water activates metabolism inside the seed and prepares it for growth. Conditions needed for germination. Water softens the seed coat and starts metabolic activity. Oxygen helps in respiration so that energy can be released. Suitable temperature allows enzymes to work properly. Light needed only in some seeds, not in all. What happens during germination? 1. The seed absorbs water by imbibition. 2. Metabolic activities start inside the seed. 3. The seed coat softens and the embryo begins to grow. 4. The radicle emerges first and forms the root. 5. The plumule grows upward and forms the shoot. 6. The young plant starts developing into a seedling. Types of germination. The main difference between epigeal and hypogeal germination depends on which part of the seedling elongates. In epigeal germination, the hypocotyle elongates. In hypogeal germination, the epicotyle elongates. 1. Epigeal germination. In epigeal germination, the cotyledons come above the soil. This happens because the hypocotyle elongates and lifts the cotyledons upward. Examples include bean and castor. 2. Hypogeal germination. In hypogeal germination, the cotyledons remain below the soil. This happens because the epicotyle elongates while the cotyledons stay underground. Examples include pea and maize. Difference between epigeal and hypogeal germination. Step 1. Position of cotyledons. In epigeal germination, the cotyledons come above the soil surface. In hypogeal germination, the cotyledons remain below the soil surface. Step 2. Part that elongates. In epigeal germination, the hypocotyle elongates and lifts the cotyledons above the ground. In hypogeal germination, the epicotyle elongates while the cotyledons stay underground. Step 3. Examples. Examples of epigeal germination are bean and castor. Examples of hypogeal germination are pea and maize. Step 4. Advantage. In epigeal germination, the cotyledons come above the ground and may help in early photosynthesis. In hypogeal germination, the cotyledons remain protected underground. Step 5. Conclusion. Thus, epigeal and hypogeal germination differ in the position of cotyledons, the part that elongates, examples, and advantages. Importance in real life. Farmers and gardeners must provide the right amount of water and a suitable temperature so that seeds germinate properly. Healthy germination leads to strong seedlings, which is important for good crop growth. Both types of germination help plants survive. In epigeal germination, cotyledons may help the seedling prepare food early. In hypogeal germination, cotyledons remain protected under the soil, which can be useful in difficult conditions. Quick summary. Germination is the growth of a dormant seed into a seedling. It begins with imbibition, the absorption of water. Water, oxygen, and suitable temperature are necessary. Some seeds also need light. The radicle comes out first and forms the root. The plumule grows upward and forms the shoot. Epigeal germination involves hypocotyle elongation. Hypogeal germination involves epicotyle elongation.